Hey there, family. I'm here tonight to talk about how, as you can see, the title of this is about Trump. And I was meditating today and thinking about some things that a um, Trump follower or Trump voter was saying to me, telling me. And some of the things they were telling me, because they also are into Christianity. So some of the things they were telling me is um, that I would lose everything. Um, and I noticed that this person that's in my life, they love the Jesus picture with the long stringy hair, the Caucasian Jesus. And they don't realize what they were telling me is, in so many ways, is that their God was actually the white man. So, when you can see this and you can come to an understanding of that, you can kind of, after that, you can kind of understand their psychosis, and you can just, it validates everything um, that I say about how the enemy works to keep us in the book, the gospel, under the gospel, and keep us focused on the physical, on our physical existence, and not connected to our higher power within us, because we're too busy world thinking of the world in a lower from a lower level mind frame. So I kid you not when I tell you all these things that I've seen that have happened to Caucasian families that are that I knew and lived around. Um, there's been, because my child has friends, and it's like every one of them that we got to know in the neighborhood, every one of them ended up divorcing and moving out. Um, I recently found out that um, one of her friends that we used to go visit a lot, about 3 years ago. Now her mom and dad are divorced, and they're totally, you know, apart. And it's amazing how our people can't really see when all the things that have happened to us and all the things that are happening to us, how um, retribution, divine retribution, is happening. That right before our eyes, we're seeing things happen, and I'm so excited today about this little uh, information I received in my messenger from a friend about Trump voters, because once again, it's the power of it all. It's like 70 degrees out here tonight. It's beautiful. Let me let you see. But I'm outside because it's so beautiful out tonight. And it's warm. It's like 70 degrees. It's amazing. I'm happy for it to be like that. But the wind is blowing through the trees. But like I said, like I said, things are happening, and many of our people don't realize that it's our energy. They think it's from something else, but um, what I went over yesterday was what goes on within our bodies. We're totally different. We're not the same. And I was on a lady's uh, share earlier today, and her live share, and I was trying to talk to them about letting go and changing our mind frames to a higher mind frame from the low mind frame. But again, everybody wants to connect everything to a belief or to a some kind of philosophy, ideology. But I'm waiting on when our folks is going to realize that it's biology, it's science, it's us. You know, wouldn't it be so great when people wake up and realize that we have all this power and we give it away every day instead of claiming it? And like I said, they're boo-hooing to the world. And you know, what do anybody do when they uh, fight you tooth and nail for something and then they realize it's their downfall? Because it's a selfish idea in the first place. It's a selfish motivation. So when that selfish motivation doesn't turn out well for them, they want to come back running to you, asking for forgiveness because it did not turn out the way they wanted it to turn out for themselves. But will it ever turn out anyway? Not with the thinking. You see, they're not able to get out of that thinking. And what our people don't understand is we can get out of this thinking that we've been trained to have and taught that it's the only way. But not all is so lucky and so fortunate as we are to be able to do that. But our people have been fed red meat, and they feel, and it's good to them to know that you have adversity. But real adversity is in nature. But the kind of adversity we've had to face that our people cannot get off sinking their teeth into is the red meat of man-made adversity. Knowing that you have this foe. But if you are powerful, like you should be in the creative part of your mind, then you know, like Asar said, no one, I'm going to get it. Asar said, my nature is unconquerable, peace. Therefore, nothing or no one in the world can be against me. Spirituality, me and a sister was coming to the conclusion that There's no suffering in true spirituality. But the spirituality that they're feeding our people is on the surface. It's on the surface because it's our empowerment. It's our empowerment. I don't care what shape or form that it's not appealing to you in. You have self-hate. Self-hate. And unless we can, as a people, get past the ego that is blocking us from our cosmic energy, because we control this. But the question is, do we want to control it? Or do we like the red meat that we've been fed on the low level? Do we want to just feel comfortable and just sit here? Sit here and just keep taking the punches. Because that's what it looks like on the other side, on the left side of the mind. It looks like you're just getting punched and no solutions. It looks like you are losing. But when you come out of that and you examine that, you realize that I'm above that. And I'm not losing. Because I'm not in that mind frame. I'm not in that mind frame. I'm not on that level. I'm not on that level. Simple as that. I'm not on the level. But because it's without understanding. Because I noticed that people want to ask about sin. If you're a creator, if you are a creator, why would you create that in your mind if you're a dual? If you know that good and evil exists as one, it's something that it's within nature. There's a difference though. There's the nature, and then there's the man-made. See, in nature, in spirituality, the good and evil isn't what it looks like in the physical surface. In the physical surface, it's due to an imbalance. Someone has a barometer that is out of whack. And that out of whack barometer can has been very, very, let me see if I got the picture. It causes this. Let me get the picture. That out of whack barometer, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can get this. confirm this. See if I can find this real quick. Okay. Well, I think I already have it on my camera. Let me see if I have it on my camera. That might be easier. Okay, there it goes. There it goes. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Okay. Fix it. Wait. Hmm. 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 I don't know how to get this off to where I need it. Okay. Where Saul said, my peace is unconquerable. I cannot be moved. He knows himself. He knows himself. He knows himself. And we don't know ourselves, but we still have something within us. And I'm going to talk about a brother earlier. I was listening to his video, and he was talking on how he was in prison and how he was let out back into the same community with the same place where he was arrested, the same thing. One thing we don't know, I have that same story, but not about me being in prison, but I have the same story because me and the brother, we're the same. We have the same thing going on. We have the same soul. We have souls within us that connect us all. So we all have a certain kind of experiences with the mind that we may not understand, that we had to overcome. And that's environment. You see, they know some things about us that we may not know or understand about ourselves, but they know about us. And they know that certain things kick in. So he was talking about being stuck back in the same environment. This is how powerful our minds are, and they know it. We can either sink or swim because we don't know ourselves. We don't know. So many times in my environment that I wanted so much to get out of the bad environment. But my mind went elsewhere and created something totally different than what I thought was a downfall. It wasn't a downfall. Like for him. And he talked about not everybody's like him. True, not everybody's like him and could overcome his environment and not allow it to be his downfall again. but they know our super abilities. It's simple as the mind, but we don't know it. So when things like that happen, we call it something else. We call it something else because we're not in tune. We're not in tune because we've been fed surface spirituality. And the real spirituality, we call it spookism. And we don't want any kind of dealings with it because we think that the same, we think like the Caucasians think, because they got us thinking, because if we think the way they're thinking, then we won't touch it. We won't touch it, we'll be helpless, and they once again can reign, but it doesn't work like that. They're not reigning in anything. They're not reigning in anything. Because our lives are in shambles, like I said the other day. It's it's so much stuff in their world that they're reaping that we can't see that now is our time to embrace our spirituality. We even got we even got our ancestors behind us. We've got other beings behind us, other light beings behind us. Those things they call UFOs, aliens. No, spiritual beings, just plain old spiritual beings. Because when we leave this atmosphere has us looking this way, but another atmosphere we go into would have us looking a different way. We would look different ways. We wouldn't look. You're not going to look the same. You're not even going to have the same body when you leave. Because we are energy, and energy translates into a different form that can be conducive to the environment that we're occupying at the time. Just like our light being brothers and sisters, when they come here, they'll look like us. They cannot look like anything else and live here. They have to take on this form. And if they don't want to burn in the sun, they have to take on the form of carbon, like we have. You cannot be a tall white or white and live in the cosmos. You burn up. There's no such thing as such things. But the delusional minds have convinced us of such things. Carbon cannot be a white carbon or an albino carbon and survive. It's a defect. It has to be carbon. And that's what's going to stand the test of time. Can the life forms that have taken over the planet survive the impact of the radiation that is going to be allowed to come in once the layers are gone? Are they going to be able to stand that test of time? You know. So our people are they try to put a label on our wholeness and don't want to face the reality of it. They want to call it uh, Gnostic or metaphysics, or but Hebrewism is fine, you know. Hebrewism is fine, but everything else has got to be something else. Or, you know, I like this one. They're following someone, so you have to be following someone. You just got to be following someone. No, I follow no one. My higher self. That's my guide. I don't do spookism, even though I've had a soul or a spirit come to me, but it was just another, it was just, um, how do they put it? It's a, oh, it's a print, imprint, a handprint of a life that existed. And it just keeps repeating the same thing over and over again at that moment. So it jumped around in my car, but it's not nothing. It's not nothing what we've been taught in spookism. It's nothing. It's nothing like that. No Halloween thing. No anything like that. It was more like um, just a visitor, and I was like, just go away. And other than that, I learned that I have power. I have energy. That I am more than just this physical body. And that now I've learned that I've had to let go of the ego so I can see more and have more happen, have more control over things, and be more connected with my higher self, which is more important than anything. Because when you're connected with your higher self, that's when things can happen more in your favor. It's all about the thought and knowing for a fact that once you put something in the fact that you know it's going to take place, know it's going to happen, no doubt within yourself. That's voodoo. But it doesn't mean it has to be anything cast against anyone. You know, it has to be something put in for protection, put into effect to combat something from harming nature in its current state. And that's the superhero. But I just think it's important that we recognize who we are, because if you're on their level, and if you're a Democrat and you're concerned about that, and they're coming to you crying, are you going to stay on the level? Or are you going to wake up and realize that these selfish people didn't get what they wanted, and they thought it was going to reflect your life and make you miserable, but it turned out to only backfire for them. So now they want you to forgive them, and now they want to vote your way. No, That's called using someone. That's called, um, you know, just you you still want to get your way. You just lost that one because of your choices. You can't stay on that level in that mind frame. We have to leave it. And it's hard for our people to leave it because they're unsure, like she said, the sister said earlier. Well, what about sin? Well, you want to take sin with you? That's my thing. You want to take it with you? You want to take those thoughts. Because once you move over to the other side of the thinking, you don't have that in your life anymore. You don't have that. That doesn't exist. The things that we're dealing with now in the animal mind, they don't get it. Leaving the animal mind, you don't have to worry about the little thing of sin, because that's for the animal mind. But they still want to ask the question after you done said it. Because people don't get it. They're not awake. They're asleep. So they're not getting it. They're not hearing it clearly to say, okay, I get it. But they're not getting it. They're not. To see. They think that because we've been, okay, I know what it is. Because we've been told that we are equal, that we are the same, but we know we're not the same. You know you're not the same. Then why would you still be harping over sin? You know, you're harping over sin because you think that it's your nature. It's not your nature. Sin is not our nature. We were taught that when we were conquered, we were taught that way of life. We were taught that. Because when you look at it, we didn't have militaries, we didn't have policemen, we didn't have government, we didn't have any of that in our little cities, our little towns. We just had the American government thing going on. But we didn't have that. We were out of that in a ways. Until we were pulled into that, and then we started getting voters' rights and this and that. So we were new into the animal kingdom. And our families started breaking up, and drugs came into our communities, and businesses were hard to get by. And it was just, our education sucked. And we see more of our people get murdered by cops and by the system. And but yet we can't get in our minds to come out of the thinking of the animal and move forward to a whole new concept, a whole new way. Shed it. Shed it. Shed the way that we are being. I'm hearing some noises, y'all. Excuse me. I'm hearing some things. But, it's sad because nothing changes. They don't change anything. But our people can see this, that nothing changes and they don't change anything. But yet we still want to fall into the trap of looking outside ourselves instead of looking inside of ourselves, valuing what's inside of us. And people want to talk about demons. When you talk about demons in a bad way, you're doing Caucasian talking points. Because they don't have demons. They don't have those abilities, that we have. So those things are the unseen world to them. So that's spookism is what they subscribe to it as, and they paint the picture of it as being death. That's obvious because death for us is life. Life is death. Same thing. But I don't know. I am just rejoicing that let's look at the sky tonight. That's what I'll do. We'll look at the sky a little bit. So I don't want to stop there and look at that. Okay. Just a little bit. A little. I haven't seen the moon lately, family, though. At all. Have y'all? I haven't seen a star or a moon or anything else. But I hear voices. I hear people. It is. See? Let me turn it around for you. See how the sky looks tonight. See, you can see that some. But it's nice in there. Nice in there. I'm back. I'm just hearing noises, y'all. Ooh. It's a beautiful night, though. I'm trying to see where it's coming from. Because I know children are supposed to be in bed. So children are supposed to be in bed asleep by this time. So strange. Loudest day. So, so I won't hold it too long on here. And I'm going to go over again the whole month of March. Okay. Can we see that? Yeah. I was made in the likeness of a peace that nothing can disturb. I reclaim my original peace that I may attain to my reason for coming into existence, the enjoyment of life. My nature is an unconquerable peace. Therefore, nothing or no one in the world can be against me. All experiences come to me to promote the reclamation of my original state of being, acquire wisdom and power. Tahuti. All my thoughts, feelings, and actions reflect the word of nature and the power of nature, and a peace that nothing can challenge flows through my being. Sakart. All emotions manifesting through are in response to the word of nature. Energy. They have the power to influence the course of any and all events in the world. I love that. Ma'at. Nature needs me in order to come into the world. Fulfilling nature's need is the highest act of love. It is only through my love for nature that I am able to fulfill my love for others. I am the love of nature in the world for the protection of the world. Harut Kahuti. I know that nature neither rewards or punishes or protects. I am comforted in knowing that these are under my control through living truth. Yes, under my control and living truth. I have the power, not the right, to ignore nature's law. I choose to follow the law of nature with the love and joy that grows out of the understanding that the wisdom and power of nature's spirit shall flow through my being. Hatar- Hataru. It is not what I imagine. It is who is imagining. I know that I am divine being. Sabak. It is not what I think or what I affirm. It is who is thinking and affirming. I know that I am a divine being. I said, I am prepared to sacrifice everything to become the vessel of nature on earth. And I know that I will in return. I know that I will in turn receive everything. Gave. I know that from heaven I came, and to heaven I will return. Within the kingdom, I seek not enduring works on earth. Well, family, true love, real peace, and the higher self within the soul. And until next time, reconnect with our higher self and empower ourselves against the falsehoods, the illusion, and see truth. The more we see truth, the more we bust through and let go of the ego, and we bust through to the true colors of the sky, which is supposed to be the cosmic color, the cosmic color, which is supposed to be cosmic energy. Once we let go of the ego, we can see that purple in our sky. Purple in our sky. Because remember, cosmic energy is blocked by the ego. Insight deals with, which is the it deals with insight, and then illusion is blocked. I mean, this is blocked by our illusion, and our throat chakra, that's our throat chakra, number 5, deals with truth, and it's blocked by lies. Lies meaning that everything that we've been told in the physical existence, if we hold true to it, then that's what we believe in. It's a lie, and it's blocked. It's blocking our throat chakra, and it's not allowing us to deal with the truth, and that's very important. Once we can deal with the truth, we won't have no more grief. We will learn true love. Willpower, will and power. And we have to get rid of the shame, guilt, and fear, family. So peace and love. Until next time.